Welcome to a random Wednesday Zoom. So, I have been buried in information since the mastermind. If you were at the mastermind, you can understand. I truly believe it was a big turning point for me in how I saw things. And I have all these little bits of things that I want to share with you guys. And they just come out on my notepad or with Michelle S. So, I've been recording, if you already know, you know, since last week, a little mini course. That's my surprise. I bought a ton of courses, right? You hear me say it on TikTok Live all the time. I bought course after course after course. I bought Legacy. It changed my life. But I believe there's still tiny pieces to Legacy that there's some gaps. If you guys agree, put yes in the comments. I love it. Michelle O'Neill, Legacy Builder, Digital Growth Community has changed my life. But for the new person that doesn't know a lot about social media and has a hard time searching or has a hard time processing, I love these smaller little Zooms. Do you guys? Because I do. And I just am doing this tiny little thing that's going to go in between and will complement. Please hear my heart. It will complement what I've learned with Michelle and Legacy. Okay. I'm not leaving Legacy Builder. I'm teaching in there on Monday. I have stuff planned for month after month after month. We're gonna work alongside of Michelle's, both Michelle's. Okay, you hear my heart? There's a lot of animosity that goes on when people start getting successful. So if you're a prayer warrior, will you just pray for what's happening? That's all I'm going to say about that. But this is my thought process. So I want you to stay with me. We don't need a bunch of more leaders, right? A bunch of more training, a bunch of more Zooms. We don't need like 45 minutes of this is what you should do, right? Because there's these tiny gaps all over. We get in a training overload. And before mastermind, I was doing a lot of coaching, right? We even had our community. And then after the mastermind, and then now I see all these things where you just aren't sure actionable accountability steps every day, right? Like how many of you are watching the training videos and you're watching the daily videos and you're putting your post up on TikTok, but you're still like, I don't know what to do. Anybody want to admit that? I see it every day, all day. There are gaps. I love this program. I'm not getting away or going anywhere. I'm going to be right here. But there are things that I've seen in the positions that I'm in where we just need a little bit, right? We need those gaps filled in. So I want you guys to know that Michelle S is feeding me. So if you know anything about Michelle S, she's somebody you want to stay close to. Do you guys agree? Her and I were put together by Jesus. And her and I are now BFFs. And she is Michelle and me are buddies, me and her are buddies, and she's feeding me to help feed you. Do you feel what I'm putting down, Ashley Evans? You feel me? Don't stray because there's a lot of leaders, there's a lot of people that are feeding you the same regurgitated information that you already have in Legacy Builder and they're asking you to pay for it. I want you to get these gaps in these places in your videos and the things that you're doing that you're missing. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. People keep coming in. I'm trying to get you guys in. Okay. If you've ever been in the spot of the information overload, tell me in the chat. Put me in the chat. You're watching the training? I have Amanda on co-host, but she's working. Amanda Cox, do you need Ashley Evans to help you co-host? Exactly what I wrote down for today. Right. Sometimes I feel like, and I don't know. I just feel like I watched some of these other people and I'm like, but we're already doing that. But I heard that last week, but I already did that. Do you guys feel that way? I'm already doing this. She said, I'm good. So I want you to like, just walk with us for a little bit and see. This mini chat is not taking over. You can't, I don't know if it's going to be an affiliate. I mean, Michelle S is making my head spin. Like, isn't she the smartest person you guys have ever met? If you've ever been on Zoom with her, she's amazing. She makes my head spin and the vision that she has for me and my business. And I want that to trickle down to you. But I also know that we can't, like, it's just different. It's just different. There's so much. So the one thing I really want to get through to you, and I love ChatGTP for certain reasons, but ChatGTP cannot tell your story. ChatGTP will not put the emotion. If you're using it, it's fine. But do you know I've made what $350,000 and I probably used ChatGTP twice. Some people use it. It's wonderful, but I hear it all the time. Just use ChatGTP to have it write your story. No, ChatGTP cannot write your story. So I want to talk with you about that today. Um, and I want to talk to you about our little mini course, and I want your questions. I put that on the loom yesterday. I want to know what you think the gaps are because that will help me serve you better. That's what I want. I want to serve you better. Okay. Um, so if you want on my waiting list for this mini chat or this mini chat, listen to me, for this mini course, I want you to put your email in the chat because I'm going to take those emails out to offer it to you guys first before anybody else. I can pull the chat later, so make sure you put your email in the chat. That will be something that is offered to you first. Now listen, hear my heart. You know I'm not fancy. All right. My videos, my little mini course is not going to be what you're used to with Legacy Builder. Shake your head. You know how I am. But we don't need 15 minutes of an introduction. I need an actionable step. Do you guys agree? This is what you're doing. This is what I want to do. So I want you to like, I've never done anything like this. You guys know that, but there's so many little missing pieces. So it's going to be lots of hooks, how to do videos, what little equipment that I use that you could maybe do. These are like SEO, algorithms, little actionable steps, right? That I have learned over the past year that I want to share with you. That's going to complement it. That's going to complement it. Okay. You can't do this in place of Legacy Builder. And it's something that is going to just go so good with it. Look at all of you. We don't need fancy. That's right, Susan. And that's like so me, right? Susan knows. You don't need fancy. You just need facts. I have a really hard time with 4 hours of Q&A with people that don't know how to do one certain thing that I've been doing forever. Like, I don't want to waste my time. That's a time sucker for me. I need you to say, this is what I did that worked. Go do it. And I feel like we kind of get in, there's lots of value, but I also feel there's lots of repetitive things that I just keep hearing, and that's not making me any money. You guys agree? I'm not trying to be a stinker. So, I do want to know what you think the gaps are. That's what I asked you in the, like, what is something you've asked me and I've never been able to answer? Or what is something you see over and over and over in the community? Or what is something that you want explained in a way that you don't feel like is explaining? Or what is something that we can do together? So it's 111. I'm not keeping you on here all day, but I do want step by step every platform, how to set it up. Oh, I like that, Mark. How to set up every platform. There are some videos on how to set up each platform. Tiffany, you can come off mute. I do like that. The comments are going to be downloaded and used. So feel free to put what you want in there. If it doesn't get answered, it's going to get viewed. That's why I'm using the chat. Tiffany, you had your hand up first.
Yeah, I'm going to try to put my hand down. Sorry, I'm driving, so I'm trying to do all of the things. Anyways,
Okay.
I think where I am struggling is, and I love this because I'm there. Like I'm trying to do all of the things. Um, I struggle with going live, and I will tell you why. Because I don't understand all of the gifts and all of the things that goes on during the live. So I'm like trying to like juggle everything, and I need some like help and advice on that. I think that's the reason why I'm not going live is because I don't really know how to work it, and I'm petrified that I'm going to do something wrong.
Right. So I have a module in my little mini course about how I go live, my step by step, what I do, how I prepare, because I do a lot of things on my TikTok before I ever hit the button. Um, but as far as the gifts goes, like when people give you gifts, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Um, I don't necessarily think you have to ever worry about that when you're on live. You don't have to hit anything or do anything. They just give them to you.
But
So
then
like,
where did it go? I don't know
but
any of that.
you can reuse them. Like, have you ever been on my live and given me a gift?
No,
Okay, so
because
if you get a gift, you can recharge your gift so then you can give them to other people.
okay, but I
Now,
don't know how to do that.
it's super simple. If you get on my live or anybody else's live, there's a rose at the bottom and then there's a box, like a present. And you can hit it. And if you don't have anything, you can buy things or you can recharge. And then, like, if you have some already, you can just exchange them. Like, if I go on your live and give you like 7 hearts, you can exchange them to give to other people. But you, like, the best place to do it for me, and you guys can do it if you do it a different way. But when I'm on somebody else's live, there's a rose and a gift box at the bottom. And if you can't send them because you don't have any, this little box will pop up and it'll say recharge or whatever. And you can purchase them or you can use some that you already have. Let me see if I can find it for you really quick. Let's see if anybody I know is on live right now. Uh-oh, I think I'm posting something on on Facebook. Story shared. What the heck did I just share? I shared a screenshot. Hang on. Crisis emergency. Delete. Look, I did that with my fingers while I was talking to you. Listen. Okay. Will you guys go to my Facebook story and make sure that is gone? Because that should not have been put on there. Listen, I'm telling you. All right. TikTok.
Yeah.
Let me turn you down. Are you still here? Where'd she go? She's gone.
Who,
Oh, Matt.
me?
Yeah, you were right there on my screen. Now you're gone.
Well, I'm not gone. I'm here.
Okay, it shows you as gone. Look, can you see Matt Jameson on live? I know you're driving. Where'd she go?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm not going to mute out anymore. Yes, I can see that.
Okay. So I'm trying to get it right. The first one is a guest. You don't want to be a guest on his. The second one is a rose. So I'm going to hit the rose, and I just gave him a gift.
Okay.
Okay. The second one is like a present box, and you can change it. If you don't have any to gift, you have to purchase them, or you can recharge if I've given or somebody else has given you some. Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay.
So, but listen, I don't think that's a big deal, Tiffany. I don't think that's something you need to really worry about. Okay.
Okay.
If people give you gifts, that's great. Like if I'm on your live, I'm going to give you gifts because that helps me in the long run and it helps you. If you're on TikTok, you need to be giving gifts and getting them from other people because it boosts you. The algorithm sees you. It helps you wake up. It doesn't matter if you like, it's not a big thing when you're on live. You don't need to worry about it.
Okay.
That's a good question, though. I've never really had anybody ask that. But there is a module in my little course about how I prepare to go live, all the steps I do before I go live, and the kind of like my flow and the things I try to talk about when I'm on live. I think it's like 6 minutes. The video is 6 minutes.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Lauren had her hand up next, I think.
Yes. Can you see me?
Yes.
Hi. I stalk you on your lives. I give you gifts. I love everything you do. I'm the one that's been messaging you because I was confused on your community with, okay, do I pay per like Zoom you do or like your trainings or do you pay per month is my first question.
So right now, I don't have a monthly fee to be here.
Okay.
I haven't started that. I don't know that I'm going to.
Okay.
When all the community stuff was launched, I was in Hawaii. So when I got back, I'm like, community. So I hurried up and I made a community, but I made it free. And as I've progressed since January, there's a lot of people charging a monthly fee. And I feel like people are getting monthly fee to death.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Yes. Okay.
Right now, my vision is I do have paid trainings. I have free stuff like this. I'm going to do that little tiny mini course with maybe a TikTok edition. And I might do a monthly module, but I don't know because so many of my people you have to pay to be in here all the time. And I don't want to always make you. I mean, if I do, I mean, I obviously want to make money, but I want to do value in a way that you guys can afford it. Does that make sense?
Yes, because that's what I'm having trouble with too. Because and I love you and Daryl's community are the two that I'm in. I'm always in them, looking around, doing stuff, whatever. And I love your lives, and so I have been doing them consistently for about 2 months now. But when I tell you, it pushes it out initially, you get like 15, 20 people, they drop off. a lot of the times I'm talking to myself, or there's one or two people. And like I've had like a couple people say, how does it feel to talk to nobody on here? And then of course I block them, but I
Right.
don't get hurt by what people say. But that really stung because I'm like, yeah, I'm literally talking to myself and I just want to cry. And so I don't know if my framework is wrong, if it's I haven't been doing it long enough, but I know me and Christina are friends, and that girl has like 100 on her lives. And I'm like, what is she? She always tells me she engages with other digital marketers, gifts, double tapping the screen over and over, all those things. And I don't, I tell my story, I talk about the program, and then I think people think I'm just trying to sell them something. And I don't know. Like I just am stuck. And I'm like, Lord. And I always talk about God first because he's like number one, which
Definitely.
attracted me to you. But I'm like, give me a sign that like I'm not, because I was with an MLM before and I worked like 60 hours a week and I really wasted my time because all of my hard work after I joined this, they kicked me out. And so all of my people went to my upline. And so I'm making no money now. And so I'm just like, okay, no, God brought me to this at the perfect time. But what am I doing wrong? Because I'm sending newsletters, I'm doing looms, I'm uploading my stories I'm doing like YouTube, I'm just uploading shorts, I'm doing that. And so, like, when my girlfriend who's in this too, she's like, okay, when Michelle says, like, are you doing everything? She's like, you are. And I don't understand there's a gap, there's something's wrong. And so I don't know what it is.
So, are you posting on a bunch of different platforms?
So I really only just I specifically on TikTok and then like I'll download my TikTok videos and just upload them like once a day into Facebook, which goes over to YouTube and then or which goes over to Instagram and then I post them in my TikTok stories. So that's
You're,
pretty much what I do.
I feel like telling your story and being able to connect is more important than knowing what's inside of the course. And when
Okay.
like talk about, and I did that story training and I'm going to do more of that. But
Okay.
when you like, for me, I talk more about where I was than what is inside the training or what's inside of the community to just try to connect to that person too. But for me,
Okay.
I attracted the person that's broke and can't afford the payment plan. Like I probably have 10 to 20 denials a day because
Right, right,
that's
right.
who I was. That's who I've always spoke to. That's who I'm attracting because that's all I've ever known, you know?
Right, right.
So um, your story and talking about yourself and talking about all the things that you want to be or want from this or telling part of your life is what will attract people before anything.
Okay. Okay. All right. I need to do more of that then instead of showing
A lot of
inside the
people don't
program.
care what a funnel is. They don't care about a daily video. I mean, they do, and I say that a lot, but they ultimately just they want you to say their name. They want to know what you can give them. They want to connect with you. You know?
Okay.
They want to see you engage. Like, in all honesty, what attracted me to Jessica and wanting to go after Legacy Builder is she didn't just talk about the Legacy Builder. She talks about her life on a daily, her struggles, her what gets her through, how God helps her. She's not just talking about legacy. She includes it, but it's more about her life.
That
And that's
connection.
what intrigues people. I've watched so many people come in her lives and start asking questions and she can't even get to all of them because there's so many of them.
It's just
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll do that. I'll
Jessica
definitely
hasn't
do
even bought. She's not even in the community yet. She just wanted to hang out with us today. So,
it. Okay,
I mean,
cool.
just connect with them on a level that doesn't have anything to do with all the frills and bells and whistles of, I mean, our community is like no other.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but sometimes we go on live and we word vomit on all the wonderful things that's inside of it, and that's
Mhm.
wonderful. I mean, it is wonderful. Does that make sense? But like, how are you connecting with them? You know?
Yeah, I share my story briefly in the beginning and then start talking more about the program. So I think I need to really because people hear like online business or if you have heard of digital marketing and they just drop off. And so I think I need to because they probably think I'm selling them something. So I need to tell my story more, like you said, because I listened to yours when you were on Facebook and TikTok and you told more of your story than anything else. And so I think that's what I really need to focus on a lot more.
I think so. I think um, the more I visit with people just like you, that's just we can tell you all day long what's inside,
Hmm.
but I think the connection is you. you know?
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks, Jess, by the way. Tammy had her hand up next. Beautiful Tammy.
Hello, hello, hello. I love that color on you. It just brings out your tan.
I'm hot. I was outside.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do that. The hot flashes, yeah, would be spritzing. Um, for me, I think I'm a visual person. And so I love the Zooms. I love that we have quality time, but I think having like PDFs and having like step by step where you can say like go to this paper and walk yourself step by step, whether it's your story. I know there is a PDF for trying to find your story, but and I've done that, but it's I don't know, it's there's still something missing there. But having, having an outline for people that go live, even though you want to be yourself, they're still be able to like plug in, your information into. I just think that I know I can't be the only one here that is a visual person. That I think being able to print those PDFs off for even for beginners at least, Facebook. Here's the step by step to get yourself started on Facebook.
So, I know in my TikTok live module in my little mini course, I have 5 steps of things that I talk about when I go live.
Okay.
And Michelle's made it a PDF, so that's something that you're going to be able to print off in there. The 5 things I try to talk about. But even before this, like I never went live without notes. Like I would watch Michelle O'Neill, I would write down what she had, I would write her 5 or 6 bullet points, and then I would just go try to copy that from my notes. Is that what you mean? Stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah. Because for beginners, I mean, in the beginning, that's what they need. They won't need it forever, and they'll be able to put their own stuff in. But I think people would feel more confident if they had that, like,
Oh,
fill in your spaces here, and then go on your live, and that way you can still relate to people, but then you kind of come back to like, okay, here, let me talk about these.
you need a plan. I mean, like not everybody can just talk for hours.
Yeah.
Some people can, but like even me, believe it or not, I have notes and I try to follow it. For a long time, I tried to do that. So Michelle S is a big PDF person. So every video that I've done in my mini course, there's a PDF that's going to go with it. Like I've never printed anything. I'm going to tell on my sister. I know she's on here, but she started, and a few months later, she brings me this huge packet of hooks she'd printed off. I'm like, what is that? Oh, I bought this. I printed it for you. And I'm like, okay. And I sat
That
it and I
is
never touched
me.
it. See, that's not me. That is
Is that
not
right?
me. Now, I'm a notebook. Like, I'm going to take notes as I watch, but I don't, unless I'm teaching a class, I generally don't even go back and look at my notes. But it's so funny. We've talked about that multiple times. How that's how she's going to print it. She's going to use it. Some people want that. Some people can watch the video and just go apply what they watch. Some people can't. So MS is a great big PDFer. So for every video that we've created in the mini course, we're going to do a PDF that goes with it.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it. I love it. That's great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Ashley Evans.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Got a notebook and pen? No, I'm just
Always.
kidding. So I'm gonna start with one thing as far as, and I feel like, and I know I'm not gonna be the only one, and if I am, well then have at it. But I want to say confusion between the different advice we get from the 6-figure earners. So you do things one way, so we follow you. But then we also like how somebody does this, so we follow them, but it's completely different. And it's almost like we're trying to, and I just literally had this conversation with you in a DM the other day about finding my own voice because I'm trying so hard to implement what others are doing that that's not my voice. I don't say those kind of words.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where confusion comes in because, I am in part of many different paid subscription coaching others communities, right?
Right.
And I think a lot of people, and I want to say, and it's not that I'm calling out Lauren, but I know we're in a lot of other groups together, right? And a lot of these other paid groups together that I feel like that's really where her struggle is without knowing how to verbalize it. Because we are trying to implement everything, but everyone's doing different things. So like Daryl, love Daryl to death. He's very pro ChatGPT. You are not ChatGPT. I'm stuck in a rock and a hard place because I do use ChatGPT for certain things, but
Right.
I was relying too much on it to help me with things. And that's where I was losing my voice because we know ChatGPT cannot be our voice.
Right.
Even yesterday when I was working on something, it straight up made me sound like I was out of Sweet Valley High. And that is not at all how I talk. Like, I don't know what my chat GPT was doing before I got on there, but I feel like that's where I know where that's where my confusion is because I lost my voice and I know I'm funny, I'm sarcastic, I'm very blunt, but I'm trying to be prim and proper doing this, but I don't have to be prim and proper because I can call it how it is. Like you call it how it is. And I feel like that's where a lot of confusion is with becoming our own and who we are and not being the Jess Cox and not being the Daryl and not being and I always call her Veronica, but it's Victoria.
Look
um,
what look what he just put. Chase two rabbits, catch none. I love that. I wrote that down.
yep, yeah.
You,
So,
I
and
did
I
say this
feel
to you, but
like
I'm going to say
that's,
it again. I want people to say it. You can get stuck in imposter syndrome and all the people making money and trying to do and be like everybody else and then have no idea who you are, and
yep,
it'll come out in your content. And then
Yes.
every video will be different. You're talking different in each video. You're trying to do different things. You're trying to implement different things. And then you don't really know who you are and what you're trying to say because everybody's making money online and you just want to do that too and you want to be like them, but then you're not being like yourself.
yeah. And I feel like that's where some people like they say they're doing all the things, but in a way it's kind of we're doing all the things on your personality, on your but who are we? Because if we're trying to connect with somebody saying words I would never say or having that um a different tone that's not me, I'm not connecting with somebody.
Yeah. So for me, I didn't watch a lot of other people in the community if it wasn't Michelle O'Neill because I wanted to do what she did. In all this time, I don't sound or look or act anything like her, but she's really the only person that I honed in on, you know? And I would watch 5 or 10 minutes of a training, maybe with somebody else in DGC, and I would get off instantly if it just was a tone or the mood was set that I didn't like it. You can get lost in the fact that you need to be on the Zooms and you need to be doing all the training. I talk about it all the time. And I'm telling you, 95% of every single person that's come to me, whether they bought from me or not, is in that hole of I need to get all the things done and I need to watch all this stuff. And I think, like you said, you watch all these people and you're trying to do all the things they do because they're successful, but then you have no idea how to speak for yourself or be yourself.
Yeah.
Agree?
And that's like even when it comes to doing lives, like you can tell us how to do lives, and then Daryl tells us how to do lives, Victoria, Michelle, but it's really, I think it's learning, like kind of having a lesson on learning who you are. Like we can tell you what we do, but you're going to have to put it in your own words. And you're going to have to come up with your own flow to figure it out. Because at the end of the day, we are our own business and we are connecting with our own people, you know. So I think having something like that, it's kind of a little bit of mindset. Like, yeah, we're going to show you, but it doesn't mean to go verbatim, like do and do, right? Um, but
And
there's
you can't
that.
make the same video twice. I mean, I've tried to recreate all of my viral videos, and the second or third time it doesn't go viral again, and I'm the same person making the same video. So it's the same
Yep.
way whether you want to
Yep.
recreate somebody else's thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind
Um,
of where I think ChatGPT comes into that because a lot of big leaders talk about how they use that.
yeah.
And that's fine. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'll use it for words and synonyms and stuff like that, but um I do believe we get imposter syndrome, and I don't know what another word is for that, but we get to the point where we think we're doing all the things and we're not having the success, and then we don't really know. I think people get to a point where they don't know what they're talking about because they're trying to be like everybody else. Does that make sense? Is that where you think?
Yeah. But that was that part. And then the other thing that I know, because I'm a visual learner and I've seen a lot of people in here are a visual learner, is when they give it, like, I love Michelle's daily videos, but sometimes I get a little confused of even what she's saying, and I have to sit there and watch it over and over again, especially when it comes to like the idea of making a video or, make a video talking about these three things. I think having that actual visual of a video she has done or somebody has done to give you that example
Yeah,
helps and makes
like
a little
a
bit of sense.
screenshot, like a screenshot or a PDF or something underneath of
Yeah,
it.
or even just a link of something she's done in the past of one of her videos. Like, here's an idea of an educational one that I have done and talked about, whatever. I think that helps people too, because sometimes with everybody's different learning styles and, how Michelle speaks and how we interpret things, we don't really know, especially if we're really new, as far as what does education look like for us to be able to provide to somebody, because
Right,
we're still learning.
right. And that,
So,
like, that's where I want to kind of bring it back to the little pieces and the gaps for new people that have or even haven't have or
mhm.
have not had a sale or made. There's like, I have ideas of doing an accountability call every day, like a Loom video like Michelle, but it's not going to be like her. Like these thoughts are in my mind. And this comes back to where that's why I don't post in here all the time. How many of you put in the chat if you're in another community that posts all the time and you have to pay for it, even if you don't pay for it, like, and you're like, oh my gosh, this doesn't, like, I don't, there's so much. And it's okay because, Michelle's taught us we need to make a community and do this and have these other ways to make money. And I'm 100% for all of that. But we get, like, just like Ashley said, we get in these places where we're trying to make sure we see all the Zooms, make sure we watch all the videos, make sure we're checking off all the boxes. And then before you know it, it's 12 o'clock and you haven't posted a video. Like, I have ideas like, should I start a daily video? Should I start an accountability group? Um, if you guys ever think about that stuff, like those are the things I think about because I love what those daily videos. I still watch them. But I also feel like you just said sometimes they need to be a little bit more explanatory or simplified, like just go do this right now. Do you guys ever feel that way? Just go do this. This is what I did. Just go do it. Amanda, I see you over there shaking your head.
Yeah.
I mean, just go do it.
I mean,
Um,
and that's for me too, because like sometimes I just straight up need the dummied down version. Like,
awesome.
they have all those books out there, like TikTok for Dummies. I could totally use one of those,
Right.
you
Right.
know? So sometimes I just need things dummied down and, um, or just have like or just have that visual, this is what it looks like. This is what an educational post looks like. So,
So I have no idea what they're doing in there. It's so loud. Here's my question. How many of you are in a paid community other than digital growth community? Tell me in the chat. Just put me. I don't promote the 2-hour workday. Somebody said something about that. I don't think those words have come out of my mouth for over a year. I don't say that. So I can't do a 2-hour workday thing because I don't do that. Okay. If you're in another paid community other than DGC, I want you to do an inventory of that. And I want you to really see if you're learning anything different in there than what's already being taught or in DGC. Will you guys do that for me? I'm not telling you to go unsubscribe. Please don't say that. But you can get caught up, right? Ashley, do you agree? I'm in the mastermind and I'm in like 15 other things. You can get caught up in checking off all the boxes and making sure I'm paying $67 a month for that community. I better go get in there and watch that video. Do you agree?
yeah, I agree. I mean, I joined the mastermind, so now I really have to focus my time of who I'm really going to focus my training around. Because obviously we know what the mastermind is. Um, So I feel as though I'm spending over $100 on other paid communities, along with doing the mastermind, which that was, I'm not going to say anything bad about the investment because I know it's going to invest in me is the best investment I can do for my business.
Definitely.
And and then I have DGC, right? So I feel as though I really need to focus on, you know, kind of we have to really focus on what we want, where we're learning it, because in my mind, Michelle, her trainings would trump everybody's because of where she is and what she's built. But you also learn from her and go with, you know what I mean? Like you show,
Very different approach. We have a very different approach.
yes, but
Definitely.
and that's the thing, and that's like that is where I mean about like finding that personality. So if you literally said the same thing Michelle did, I would probably hear it and comprehend it more
Different.
from you than
Right.
Michelle.
And those are the ideas, like, those are the things that I don't want to take away from her. I learn from her every day.
Yeah.
But I also, and I've said it, I say it to her face, I don't look like her. I don't talk like her. And for me, we have very different backgrounds, and her and I connect. We talk frequently. But I appeal and connect on a different level, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So does Daryl, or so does Amy Nicole, right? We find somebody that we connect with. Do you guys agree? And that's who you want to follow. I don't want you to stop following those people, or if I don't want you to not be in their community or whatever it is that you're doing. But for me, seeing all the things and all the communities and all the trainers and all the people posting and blah, 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 you can get in that hole to where you're checking off the boxes. And you can get that FOMO, like I'm in that community, I gotta go watch it. And those actionable steps don't necessarily make an actionable, like those things. How do I want to say that? The being and doing all that doesn't necessarily make you like go make a video and go like all the things. Janet said that's why I can't make a community. I do not think everybody needs a community. I don't think people need a community unless they're at a certain level. That's my opinion. That does not align with Michelle's opinion. She thinks everybody needs to go make their own community. I do not. I do not. I think you need to be very far up the chain as far as making money here and learning how to push yourself, how to be successful selling this before you make a community. How can you add value to a community if you don't even know how to sell this product? That's my opinion. Michelle knows it. We talk about it all the time.
That's actually a good segue into one other thing I had written down. I'm telling you, you said come with notes. I came with notes.
I knew you would.
Is when we have those new customers, I know Michelle has something in there about how to and I know one of my customers in here, she's one of my friends. I got into an old habit that we were doing within travel and creating like a chat with my customers. But then what I found is I'm focusing so much on them, why I'm still learning, because I started December, Rebecca started January, I had somebody start February, and I had somebody started in March. So we literally are all together at the same time where they're asking me questions and I'm trying to help them and figuring out the answer, but I'm putting myself on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really what are the first expectations of us coming in, of helping our new customers. So I literally just had a Zoom call with all of them and I said, hey, I'm ending this chat. I still need to learn. I am not at the point to be coaching you guys, and I will gladly answer questions if I know them. If not, you're getting pointed to a video.
Right.
And some of them took offense to that and thought it was because of them. And I'm like, no, like literally, this is where I have to come into a leadership role and say, this is what your expectations of me as my customer type of thing.
Right.
So I think something along the lines of that, of what our role is, especially as a new person.
And you mean with people that buy from you?
Yes.
You need to be there to answer the phone when they message you. It's not your responsibility to tell them what to do every day.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but when people purchase from me, if you message me, I'm going to answer you, but the community is too full of trainings every day. Like I have a screen recording that I've done of the Kajabi and I did it of the school. And when people message me when they need help right after that, I send them that screen recording. That has helped a lot. and I show them how to get their website set up. I show them the 7-day launch. I advise them to get their website set up before they do the launch to profit, because every time I tell them otherwise, they go post and they don't have a website, and then somebody wants to buy from them and they don't have anything to send them. My opinion. Again, my opinion. And then I show them the school and I show them the calendar, and I have that in Loom. You can do a screen recording in Loom, and I have it, and I just send that to the people that purchase.
Okay.
To me, as a leader, if I'm too big to chase people. If you buy something from me and you want to show up, I'm going to answer it. But if not, I'm not. Like, it's not your responsibility to chase them. And that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
And then you weren't taking care of the things that you needed to take care of.
Yeah. Yep. So now
So-
I ended the group chat, because a group chat's just like having a community. And
Right.
so I just said, like, if you need me, reach out to me on an individual. And
Right.
this will be the best bet, because, you know, I'm not there to babysit, like, hey guys, don't forget about the mentoring call tonight, you know, or something like that. And that's what I was doing, because where I came from with the MLM I was in with travel,
It's hard to
that's
break.
what-
Yeah.
that's what we like. It was, and that's what I told them, because they were all from my travel company. And I'm like, listen, it is just literally breaking a bad habit.
Mhm.
And I did. I sliced that sucker. All right, I'm done now.
You're fun. I can post my screen recording video. Beth said she wants to see it. And I can't do it on here because I don't know how to do that. I don't think I have Loom on my MacBook. Just take a 30-second break. Let me go find it, and I will send it in the chat. I'll send it to you, Amanda. You can send it in the chat. I don't want you to get lost in the weeds. Michelle says that all the time, but how many of you feel like you've ever been there before, lost in the weeds? Here, Amanda, I just sent you that video. If you could just post it. And like Ashley says, we get in all the communities. Dottie said that's other streams of income. You guys get lost how all these people talk about all the other streams of income they have. Lisa has a community. She said, I don't post in there a lot because she wants to find herself. She needs to find, like, I feel like communities, you need to be a little bit more like seasoned with this before you try to tell somebody else what to do. Like, I would never go tell my husband how to weed eat and cut grass. That's been his business for 3 years. I'm not going to say, I mean, I am because I'm a wife, but you know what I mean? Like, you need to do this. You know, like, that's just how I feel. And then I feel like Dottie said, I need to, all these other streams of income, but we need to like know what we're doing about one. I don't want to just do legacy either, Elisa. I want all these other things. But legacy is the door that got me to thinking about all the other ways to make money, right? Like, it's what's like, oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do this, but I have to get there. It takes time. Right? I'm trying to read comments and answer. There, Amanda posted that screen recording. It's very simple. I think it's like, I don't know how many minutes it is. It's short. 4 minutes. All right, Terry, I hope I'm not confusing you and I'm helping you a little. No, not UBC or DWA. I don't promote any of those other ones. Chase 2 rabbits, catch none. I like that. Terry.
This is very, very, yes, thank you. This is so helpful. I'm really enjoying this. And I got on the first live today listening to a live, and it was yours. And it was like, wow, this is great. Thank you so much. And someone got saved. Wow. So you really inspired me today.
Can I
so
interrupt you?
much.
Can I interrupt you?
Yes.
Listen, Cammie got saved on my live today. If you were on there, you know. Cammie started watching me in December of 2023. She bought from me in February. She upgraded with me in March. She's been watching me tell people about Jesus since September. I've been giving the gospel. She just got saved.
Wow.
Don't do that. Even if you're not giving the gospel, even if you're just talking, people like, she literally messages me once a week. You can't give up, right? You've got to keep going. People are watching you. She's been watching me every day for 17 months, and she got saved today.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Yes. So I missed that because I didn't even know you were doing a live. It just came across my screen somewhere. I guess my email. And I was like, well, I haven't even seen a live yet. So anyway, I've really trying to get past the fears because I've not made any videos yet. I started in December. So my husband's really giving me a hard time. He's like, when are you gonna start? When are you gonna start? And I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm saying, but I'm creating a new Instagram account because I'm learning that, you had the first 2 weeks is so critical and you train the algorithm. So my question is, in your new mini course, someone that's going to start on Instagram instead of TikTok, is that going to be helpful?
It probably will, but I don't have a lot of Instagram hacks because I don't do, I mean, I post my stories on there and they bleed over to Facebook. I don't do a lot on Instagram. But I mean, as far as going live, I have a lot of stuff about going live on TikTok, posting on TikTok, but I have other like what hooks to use. If you're going to make videos on Instagram, you can make the same kind of videos and post on Instagram or TikTok. Editing, what not to do in your videos, what you should be doing in your videos. I think that would go across the board. Because if you post a video on TikTok and you have a 4-minute pause or a 4-second pause before you say, guess what? I'm going to scroll past you. Right? So things like that will go on every platform. So I think it will help you on any platform.
I was thinking it would, but I figured you would know. So, another quick question. I heard you say we're the Jessies when I looked at one of your, and I was like, is your husband's name Jesse too? Or it is?
Yes.
That is so wild. I thought, surely that's not their last name.
Our last name right is
Anyway,
Cox, but he's Jesse. Yeah, that's funny.
that is awesome. Okay, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Hey, Philip, you next.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, everybody. First of all, can I say, like, I'm so nervous. I'm a real introvert, and like this, like, please, everybody, listen to me or hear me, because this might offend people, but this is my experience, and it's only my experience. It really is. So, I mean, and yes, I know about backstories, but I've been doing this now for almost a year, and I'm very conscious of what I'm doing. And I know Michelle says, and rightly so, you're trying everything. You can't say it because you're not trying everything and social media works. And I get all that. But there's just something not working here. So this is my experience. And as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus, I've been praying that God would send somebody to help me, not do everything for me. No, it's not that. It's just help. It's just give the right advice. So when I seen Jessica today making that story about we're going to have a webinar today, and there's a few things, and I wrote down Wednesday 23rd, Jessica Cox. What is missing? Jessica says, what is missing on other Zooms with other trainers? And again, this is only my experience. This is only my experience. And I believe with all my heart that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's good.
And I've written down here, and please hear my heart, because I can tell you anything. I can tell each and every one of you anything, but God knows my heart. And I've written down here, believe it or not, it's genuine help. Because this is only my experience. And I would tell in my videos that we have over 51,000 in the community. I think it's fantastic. And I would tell in my videos that this organization has made 29 million in 10 months, and that's fantastic. But my experience is I've reached out to the community, and not to be negative because I'm very conscious of it, but I have to be honest. I've reached out to the community, but I haven't got any answers back. And I've told people in the community to watch my videos, to give me help, and they haven't watched them, or they've watched the wrong ones. And as I said before, like, people are watching my videos in the community and they're saying that they're good, but my videos are not just connecting to the right person yet. And I just want help. That's all.
Well, that's why you're here, right? I mean, do you feel like these calls and my community helped you?
Yeah, I feel that they do, because I feel that that I can talk, that I can get over my nerves, and I can talk. It's funny. I'm like you when I'm on video. I can talk forever and a day, but when I'm in front of people like this, I'm very, very nervous.
Right.
So
So for you, I mean, you've been here for a while, but you're admitting how scared and nervous and introvert you are. Maybe that's why, Philip, you're having trouble connecting because you're learning as you go. And maybe you've came into it with the realization or the expectation that you would just like start making money right away, and now you have to realize it's something that you have to learn, and you're getting better at it, right?
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but listening to what others are saying, they're saying that my videos are good. They're not saying anything about that I'm nervous or anything like that. It's only when I'm on a Zoom like this that I'm very nervous.
I, I'm confused. Can you repeat that part again? I don't understand what you mean.
I just want somebody to be able to point me in the right direction why I'm not connecting. That's it.
Okay. So that's something that we can write down is how to write your story and how to connect. And like we had a training last week. I'm doing it again Friday. Some of these bigger trainings and some of the stuff. That's
Yeah.
like
I,
remember when we did the hotspots and I looked at your account and we did an audit of your account? So those
yeah.
like the purpose of this is for me to figure out what you think the gaps are, and that's what we're gonna take away from this today. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I'm working at the train. I'm doing the training, and I'm doing the things that I'm meant to be doing, but it's just not working. And I'm not a quitter. I just need pointed in the right direction. That's all.
Well, that's something that we can work on, definitely. And you've been on a lot of my calls, so hopefully it's helping some. But
Yeah.
I don't, I want you to hear my heart, but there's no magic button. And I can't go look at your TikTok and say, this is what you need to do, and this is why you're not making any money. I can't tell you that. I mean, I can tell you everything that I'm doing and share all my secrets with you, but it's not a magic button. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
be mean. Um, And maybe it's a skill, Philip. Like you're admitting how nervous and stuff you are. And even if you have good videos, it could still be part of getting your story out there and connecting with your customer. And that could be something that, like you said, there's obviously something missing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah. And like maybe you need to find somebody that another man or somebody in the community that would be a help to you, like an accountability partner or something. Somebody else had mentioned that in the chat.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yep.
You yeah.
Yeah, and look at Jennifer said. Jennifer said, you are not a quitter. You're not afraid to ask questions and ask for help. So, I mean, you're already stepping out of your comfort zone. So it might just it might just be like to me, I feel like the more I see you on my Zooms, the more I see you. Don't you guys agree? He's asking questions, he's learning new stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's just me. I'm thinking there's over 51,000 in the community. Like surely there's got to be at least one who can help you in the right direction.
There's 50,000 and there's all the training. There
Yeah.
is lots of help in there. I agree. But sometimes you post in there and then it goes, you know what happens to it? It's not that nobody sees it, but when I post in there, you could push it down and then I never see it again. If that ever happened to you, it's not that people don't want to answer you, it's just they don't see it. It just goes and they don't see it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like you're on the path because you're showing up to these Zooms and you're working and you're getting past some of that nervousness, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's an idea for other things, an accountability partner, um, more training on how to connect with your customer. Definitely.
Sure.
So that's some ideas, Philip. We'll work on that, okay? The Find Your Why That Makes You Cry training has been so helpful. So that's what we did, right, Terry? Last Tuesday. Part 2 is this Thursday.
Yes. Yes. Friday.
Oh yeah, Friday.
Oh,
Friday at
y'all
noon,
said
right?
y'all said Friday. Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, things do get buried. I love that. Philip, I want you to go read some of these comments that have been going on while you're talking, and that should encourage you. And there's some ideas in there. People give you some ideas. That's why we're here, to help bounce ideas off each other. Those are good ideas. There's some good ones in there. All right, Philip. Good, good, good. I mean, these are other things, like Philip said. What if we have accountability groups and they're smaller? Like, there's no way we could get through everybody's, you know what I mean? We did one with 14 last week, and we got through what, 2, maybe 3? So maybe accountability calls that you guys could do together, be somebody's accountability partner and help other people. Maybe that's an idea, right? I don't know. Tracy, got your hand up next.
So this, first of all, let me just say this kind of piggybacks off what some of them are saying. I think that with the growth of DGC, these small communities, the timing couldn't have been more perfect. You know, that's a godsend. Whether I have actually joined that paid, I'm in the paid community, and didn't even get my community launch because I was doing all the things and I got, you know, a little stressed, so I stopped. But then I said, well, you know, that what we have to do and encourage the new people is, like I've connected with Jess, find the ones that we connect with, because these are kind of like, these communities like yours are kind of like a small breakout room of the big.
Of the legacy builder.
Yeah, because it is so big. So we have to find those people that we connect with, and they're kind of, you know, become like our online colleagues, if, you know, in a sense. So anyway, just want to be encouraging in that sense, that these smaller communities are wonderful. And yes, I connected with you, I think, was following your TikToks, but then the first time I saw you sharing the gospel on your live, I told my husband, I said, she's the real deal, you know, yes. But I do have a couple of questions. When I was watching your live today, I noticed you use Stripe and I use Square. I follow the training. Should I add Stripe?
So I have had 4 stripes, and
Okay.
I've had 2 stripes.
Okay. Are the
Yeah.
plans the same? Because you were talking about payment plans and all that. Are the payment plans the same when you use Stripe or Square?
I think Square has less. I couldn't get Klarna with Square. I could only get Afterpay.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, so I was wondering. So if I have Square, I could add Stripe and add a payment button as well for that? Or should I pick one?
I don't think you should do Square and Stripe.
Oh, okay.
Too many options gives your customer too much time to pause. So
Okay.
before, I had Venmo, I had PayPal, and Stripe, and they kept messaging me, should I do Venmo? Should I do PayPal? Should I do Stripe? Just pick one. So when you have too many options, I think it confuses.
Right. Well, then also was interested in, I don't know if you can share this here, your secret payment plan. I mean, if that's something that I should.
Sezzle and Zip. I'll put that in the community. Sezzle and Zip. You have to download the apps to your phone. They give you a virtual credit card if you're approved. If not, and if they do, they give you the card number, the expiration date, and the code, and you come back to the website. That's it.
Gotcha. Okay. And here's one of those things we get different opinions about. What's your opinion on DMs with TikTok?
So I used to DM all the time on TikTok. And then I got in TikTok DM jail.
Okay.
About 3-4 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I continued in a DM. And it literally changed my life. So I have an autoresponder. And every time I get a DM on TikTok, they get the autoresponder. It gets my website. I'm still getting the same amount of leads, and I'm not living in the DM in TikTok anymore. You can move. You can move.
What do you mean by the autoresponder with your DMs? If
you have a business account,
yes,
then you can have an autoresponder.
Okay.
But
connect that to your DM. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll check into that. What's your opinion on repurpose.io?
Never used it.
Never used it. Okay. That's another one we have mixed views on. I mean, that we see mixed opinions inside the community. So I was just wondering.
And what works for some people doesn't work for all people.
Right.
Right.
I'm just on TikTok. and I was, trying to, I still work full time, but I'm a teacher, so school's fixing to be out. Um, and Mike said one thing, I was trying to do all the things. I mean, okay, y'all don't laugh, I'm being transparent. So when I first started, I have my notebook tabbed on the Legacy Builder. Okay. Then I have my 2 notebooks on just all the trainings. Then I have my first 90-day run where I took notes every single day. And I have my notebook on the community builders, and it just goes on and on. Is anybody else like that? So one thing I think Mike said, and so somebody else has said it, sometimes you just got to slow down
I say that every day.
in order to move forward. So I'm in the mastermind, which I absolutely love, but I had to just kind of back up and just focus on my content.
Let me ask you a question before you go any further. All of you that said yes, you have all these notes. How often are you, Amanda just texted me this. How often are you going back and looking at any of those notes? You're
Well, whenever I when I got overwhelmed with it, I did stop and I went and I skimmed back through and I tabbed the things I know I need to refer to. And yes, and then I was getting overwhelmed with everything. And then I listened to, I think Jen, there was a series of small accountability calls within the mastermind where I had Jen and Michelle O, a couple of them, Michelle S, call me out on, I just started journaling. Because I was too overwhelmed.
That's I journal a lot too.
And so I didn't mean to get emotional, but I love what I'm doing.
Right. And maybe that journaling will get the emotions out so you'll make better videos.
Yes.
Not listening to somebody else just confuse you on a video.
And my content did start getting better when I laid it all down and I just started journaling and just focusing on the content. And that's when I said, I'm going to watch the 7-figure earners. So I started following all of y'all's TikTok. What is the common thread? And I started just doing that and just focusing on my content, and it's getting better. Okay, let me take a deep breath. But one thing that I did in the beginning was the TikTok follow train to get to 1,000, and I think that hurt me.
100% did.
And I'm just now gaining followers that aren't in the community.
Right,
I
because
could have started a new TikTok, but I just pushed through, and I'm starting to get traction.
Right. Can I say something real quick? You did a follow party, so you could put your link in your bio at 1,000 followers, but you gained 1,000 followers that could care less about your content. So I say that kindly, but I would rather you do it organically and have people follow you that actually care about what you're saying than you have all these followers that don't care about what you're saying.
Right.
I mean, they just followed you. They don't know anything about you. They probably never watch your videos.
Yeah. So since you're right. And Michelle O even said, Michelle S said one time, well, maybe you should start a new TikTok and just see. But I feel like though the last month or so, it's starting to kind of break through that barrier of just the community.
It can be retrained. I think it does take time.
Yes, I started focusing on SEO and just saying the same thing. Michelle O even said when I had a little hiccup one time a couple of months ago, just focus on saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And when Michelle O'Neill did in the 90-day run where she had us peel back to try to do a 15-second video. Do you remember that? She went through, there was like a week of, get it down to 15 to 30 seconds. When I got it down to just the bare bones of my message and focused on, I'm going to do 15-second ones, then it got better.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to peel back the layers of all the stuff we're trying to say.
And that goes back to, the training is wonderful and there's nothing like our community out there. but it can be very daunting to where you're speaking everything I just said, aren't you?
Yeah. Anyway, so I love every bit of the training, but I think, like I said, the timing of these small communities, I think we've got to really find the ones we connect with, latch on to one or two, and because I share the same values as you do.
Right.
And there's
Not everybody does, and that's fine.
right.
Like if you, somebody else said they're paying for Victoria's community, that's wonderful. If you connect with her or Wendy or Daryl,
Yeah.
then that all means. But you can listen to too many people that do too many different things. Do you guys agree? And then you don't know what to do and who's right and what worked for them and what work could not work for me. Look at me and my sister.
Right.
That, right? You can get yourself in a place where you're listening to too many people that do too many different things, and then you don't know which way is up.
And that's in any profession. I mean, that can happen to you at any time. So my advice to the new ones, if they're listening, is move at your pace and latch on to the ones who have the same values as you, who you connect with. And, I mean, Jesus didn't call everybody to be his disciples, right? You got to connect with a few people.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say all of that, but yeah, I'm excited about your mini series, and there's always going to be things that we can do to tweak and change and everything. So
always be careful though, as people grow in our community and they get bigger, they're let's just say a lot of people are regurgitating the same thing inside of Michelle O'Neill's community, and you're paying for it. Not you personally, but people inside the community are paying to be in other communities, and it's just the same thing. Just be careful. Be careful.
The only other one I'm paying, I'm in the mastermind and the community builders, because I do want to get my community off the ground so school's out. That's my goal. I am paying for Jacqueline's because I got it in and it was free, and she gives great information. And I thought, well, that's a wealth of information on affiliate training if I want to add that. So that's the only other one I'm paying for. I don't know if I'll continue with that, but like I said, I work full time, so I haven't had time to do all the things.
Right. There's always things, and there's always somebody else out there that you may resonate more than me. It's fine. I just want you to be careful. I love Jacqueline. I met her at the mastermind.
Yes.
But
if you're not wanting to if you're not wanting affiliate marketing to be one of your focuses, that's where I've got to make the decision. Do I want, to continue in that one? Am I going to even need that or move forward? So, but thank you.
Depending on your time and who you connect with, right?
Exactly. Thank you so much. And I love following it. I'm glad and I see, there is one other person that offers a free community. And when we advertise no monthly fees, there really is. You can find extra help without having to pay the monthly fees that, I've chosen to pay a couple of them. But for new people, you don't have to pay for any extra monthly fees. That's the thing I want to,
right.
Point out. Yes.
Right. Okay, we have 3 more people with their hand up. Kelly, Sonia, Linda. You're very welcome, sweetheart. Kelly, you first.
Hi, Jess. How are you?
Hey, girl, how you doing?
It's the first time I've actually gotten to speak with you, which is awesome.
Oh,
yes, and I've been a Christian my entire life, and I just love being able to see you share the gospel online. And I do, but not like you, and I want to get better at doing that, because I believe that this is a platform where we can, where we can share Jesus. And I did pray about joining this community and felt I was led to it, and that it would help me. And but I haven't made any money. And I am struggling with that because I'm single. I moved cross country to be near my daughter and my grandchildren, and I'm working 3 jobs plus trying to run this business. And it's really, I'm 58. I'm not young. So I'm trying to, it's overwhelming. So I don't know where I'm missing the boat. And again, like I hear everybody saying, doing all the things, and it can get overwhelming, and it can. I don't know. I feel like I'm sharing my story. Maybe I'm afraid to tell my entire story. I don't know.
Maybe that we did that training about that at the mastermind, and the Michelle S. and I do that a lot with people privately. And a lot of people are just afraid to peel back the layers and just really be yourself.
I mean, it's a little scary because I haven't made money. And I hear what everybody says. If you haven't made money, you don't focus on that and all of that. But I don't know how to connect the two, I suppose.
How to just be yourself.
Maybe.
Have you ever written a letter to the person you want to talk to?
I don't know if I have.
Right. Pen and paper, no interruptions. Just sit down and write a letter to the person that you want to talk to when you're out there, whether it's like we're mentally thinking about being on live or just your video and the person scrolling, watching your video. Just think about that. I think I'm a pen and paper girl, that's just
Well, me
me.
too. Yeah.
A lot of us are, right? And we took the teenagers to Pittsburgh. And we just got home yesterday, and the girl that did the devotion is only 25, and she had her devotion on her phone, on her notepad, on her phone. I'm like, because I'm on pen and paper. Like she did it all on her phone. She was looking at her phone and her Bible, and I was making fun of her. But just that's completely not related. But it just made me think of that. Like I do it, write that person a letter, and I think peeling some of those layers of your own life will help you. Like I always talk about digging the change out from underneath my car. I haven't done that for years. I haven't done that since I've been married to my husband. It's been a long time, but that person made me the person I am. That's why I talk about it. And once you start getting that, it helps you peel those layers back.
Yeah, I guess part of me, and I saw somebody else's live yesterday, and they were totally being themselves, and they were saying how much credit card debt they had, and how, and then she's like, please, nobody be on here that I know, and I guess maybe that's part of it for me.
So I did a coaching call with Angie. I don't think she's on here or not, but she was funny and smart, and she was sassing me. We just met on the phone, and I did a coaching call with her, and I said, do you talk like this on your lives or in your videos? And she was like, no. Just be the person, like be yourself. Jennifer just put that. A lot of people try to be like other people. How many of you try to make videos like me? Just be you, right? You can.
Yeah. The other thing I love about you is that you are just you, but you're quirky and you're fun and you're to the point. What I really didn't know about you was that you were married prior and that you got married again. So I'm divorced twice, and there's two reasons for it. Biblical reasons for my divorces, but people judge you so much and say, and then when I did put out that I was divorced twice, and because of that, financially, I've struggled. And now I'm a Gigi to 4 beautiful grandchildren, and I want to be near some of them. So I moved cross country, but I'm struggling financially. And my children really don't even know that. And I don't tell them that. So anyway, but I felt led to this community. When I first went into the community, it was like 19,000 people. And I heard people talking about God and Jesus. And I'm like, you did lead me to this. You did lead me to this, because not only can you get what you need for your business, but you're getting uplifted spiritually.
Right.
So I still believe that this is the right route for me, but I need to start making some money. I'm tired, and
Put yourself out there. Put yourself out there.
ooh, yeah, I'm a little, it's hard.
It is. It is. But you choose your hard. Is it hard for you right now?
Right. You got that. Yeah.
I mean, would you rather put yourself out there and it be a little bit uncomfortable and maybe you connect with somebody than just continue to do this and just open up?
And to help others. Like that is the big thing. I want them to know Jesus, and I want them to get out of the struggle like I'm in. And I don't want them to be ashamed of being divorced because nobody knew what happened in your marriage. They just hear the word divorce, and then they're oh, you're a loser, you didn't make it work. I was married 20 years and had 3 children, and I got married at 18. That was a successful marriage, whether it ended in divorce or not, but people don't know all that.
Right.
They
But
just,
you serve the audience of one.
that's right. You're right.
Write
Absolutely.
that down. God is the only audience I serve. Write that down.
I
Who,
love it.
if they judge you and they're mean to you, you can block them. They don't have to be in your face. People's thoughts are not facts. I love that too. But I mean, I say that and, I say it so easily, but I still have people that bother me. It's okay. There's people in my life that don't believe people are getting saved on my lives. It hurts my heart. But their heart's just not right, and I can't let them live there. We all have those people.
Yes, exactly.
But
Exactly.
you can't let those people change who you are, and you can't let those people dim your light.
And you just write down the premium and pray for them because obviously, yeah, I know.
That's right. Listen, very informally have got to pee. I'm gonna mute and pause, or I'll stay on longer if you let me go to the back.
Can I say something while you're doing all the things? And so I feel like it's really what brought her closer to God and brought her the right people into her path. And I feel like that could really help you as well. Because when you said that, I thought of her right away. So don't let that,
What's her name who you follow?
She's actually Real Talk Kim on Facebook and on everywhere, on every platform. She's amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah, Lisa Turkhurst, have you heard of her?
Yep.
Oh, and she went through a divorce, and I've read several of her books, and of course she didn't want the divorce, and she tried, but you have to have boundaries. And
Correct.
I love the one book that she wrote called Good Boundaries and Goodbyes, and some
Yes.
just
Yep.
have to say goodbye to certain people, even if they're in your own family,
Yep.
to protect you and who you are.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been a big part. And financially, I'm struggling because of divorce.
Right. I did too. I did too. I was lost. Was left with nothing. And so that is a big part of your story. It really is because I can relate to that. Like if I was on your live, like I can completely relate to that. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, definitely. Even if you cry, I mean, my father passed unexpectedly last week and I was bawling on TikTok on my live. But people can relate to these kinds of things. And so don't let judgy Christians, just dull what you have to say because our tests are our testimonies, and I really feel that. So,
Well,
use this.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to get back on track. I love that you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Elisa had her hand up, and then I have three more. But you guys got to can you make it fast? Like fast, fast, fast.
I'm
Lisa?
good. I'm
Okay,
good.
Elisa, go ahead. Since you had your hand up and it went back away, and then
I think I was like clicking buttons, and I'm like, get down. So I missed the very beginning, but I'm excited to watch the replay and figure out what you're up to. Like my biggest struggle is the storytelling on the lives versus, Greg, we do them together. And he likes to do product. And I'm like, I pinch his butt. And I'm like, stop. Oh my gosh. And that voice, like Daryl always talks about his mom answering a phone going, huh? And I'm like, but I'm like you. I have all that energy in the beginning. And then I kind of like come down and bring my energy level down as like I'm talking. I don't know. Like I have a mental block with all of that.
Do you do better on your lives when he's not with you?
I don't do lives if he's not with me.
Why not?
Because I'm scared. Because I like the two of us doing it together. I do need to, and part of it is because I have the day job, and it is like not that my boss cares,
Right.
because she knows. I mean, I already told her.
In the loop.
What?
You don't want to push it with your job during the day.
I don't want to push it with HR if they found out. My boss is like, I don't care. I mean, I already told her, when this replaces my income and when she retires in 3 years, I'm with her. but I
Yeah.
may be before her.
Yeah. Do you think you like, so I think you should try it without him and see how it goes? Or just sit
Okay.
down and we need to have a format. We need to talk more. It's hard to go live with two people because you both want to chat, right?
We feed off of each other and interrupt each other at the right time to, take the new route. Um, oh
I
my
haven't
God,
gone
what was,
live in the beginning, so I don't know, but that connection is what you want in the beginning, right?
yeah, yeah. So
You
I
can't
need
do
to,
it. So funny.
what?
Tiffany said you can't do it without him.
I can do it without him. I really can. Again, it's like a daytime. That's what I was going to ask you. How far apart is there like a number of hours? Like if I do morning and then evening, or can I do like 3 o'clock when I'm technically off of work?
I mean,
And
how
then I
many?
don't have to worry about those hours and
I don't think
clocking
it
in.
matters how far apart. Like if you went live with him and then went live by yourself, or you mean like right after that? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like if I went live like maybe 3 o'clock in my time, and then 7 o'clock we do our live together.
Yeah, do it. If you have time and have the energy to do it twice, do it. See what happens. See which one's better. So when I was going
Okay.
consistently live every day at the same time, I got off work at 4 and went live at 4. I had so many more people on my live. And now that I'm going live early in the morning, I don't have as many people on like I used to. So like I'm wondering,
Really?
yes, I'm wondering for me if I should switch back to 6 or 7 at night, but I hated going live that late at night. And like now I'm not working, so I'm like, I gotta get up, I gotta get my work done because I've always been like that my whole life. Gotta get it done, gotta get it done, gotta get it done. So
And then you have the day. Okay.
yeah. And
Um,
I feel like consistency, and Michelle always said go live at the same time every day, and I never wanted to do that, but I think the more, like Mindy goes live every day at the same time in the car running line. Everybody knows how she's got hundreds of people on her live because she's doing it every day at the same time. So play around
okay.
with it, what works.
Okay. I'll give it a shot. And then when are you launching this thing? Because I need that live training you're doing. Or do you have something in the community already, like a
I am
recording?
doing the training Monday, the 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time inside of DGC. I'm teaching that training on Monday, the 28th. So this coming Monday.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm leaving on Wednesday for Cincinnati to speak at Sandy's church and just have a girls' trip for 3 days. Again, I've literally traveled so much in the past month. So I would like to launch it the 29th or the 30th.
Okay.
So
I'm so excited for you.
I know, who would have thought, right?
I know. I know. And that's been my struggle with my community. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing.
That's how I feel about mine. I mean, I want to add value without expectation, but also make money for myself, but also help you guys make money. Do you know what I mean? Like all of
Mm-hmm.
it together.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I want you to be very careful of the things. There's a lot of adversity in DGC that some people don't see, and I want you to be careful. Okay, just be careful.
Thank you. And thank you for your prayers.
How's your dad?
He's good. I have to see how he's doing today. No
Why
more
haven't
bleeding.
you should have messaged him by now.
I check in the afternoon once everything's going. You know exactly what that means.
It's your daddy. I miss my daddy. He's been in
I
heaven
know.
for. He died right after Tessa was born. I miss him so much.
Oh,
Well, my stepdad. I
I
have two
feel
dads.
you.
Two dads. Okay. You're welcome, Susan. Thank you. All right, Carrie. No, Sonia, Linda. I love you, Elisa.
Love you,
Sonia,
girl.
Linda, and Karen. We got 3 hands up. It's 2:29. Can we move fast? Sonia, you're first. Terry Waddell, put your email in the chat, and I'll pull the emails out. Thank you.
Can you
All right,
hear me?
Sonia. Yes.
So lovely to meet you, Jessie. So 2 things, Jessie. I asked you today on your live, and thank you so much for answering because I really actually found a lot of value just by watching you role play about me being in real estate.
Oh, that was you. Awesome. Yay.
So feel like my life is boring, although I do have a very interesting life, but my life is more spiritual, and that's not interesting to the majority of the world. So that's why it's kind of boring. And also, like, I'm single, I don't have kids. So I've been doing real estate for 36 years, and I literally support my mom financially and sometimes even have to take care of my brothers. And my real estate business was very successful, but I got 36 years, you get so bored of doing the same thing. And I just felt like I was dying inside. I wasn't growing anywhere, not like spiritually or mentally or emotionally. And then I came across the blueprint from a friend who knew nothing about it. And so, I jumped into it, did all my own research, did everything myself, and jumped into the course. And then within 3 weeks, I sold 4 programs to friends. And then after the 3 weeks, it just nothing. So
Right.
in 7 months, I took a month off to go and work on humanitarian work for a month in Azerbaijan as I do humanitarian work, for the environment and for global warming and all of that stuff. So I took that month off, which was in the month of November. When I came back in December, it was so chaotic that I couldn't really do much. So I started again in January. So technically 5 months of digital marketing. And
So
honestly,
what do you think the loopholes are? That's what my question is about today's call. What do you think the loopholes are with the legacy builder?
okay, so I don't know what the loopholes are, but I've just personally had the experience. I've reached out to one person who I really thought would be more understanding, and I just got thrown back. You've only done 33% of the legacy training. Like, how you got to do the work. How can you expect to be doing sales if you haven't done the work? And like, in my opinion, like, that was after 3 months. To do a third of the legacy builders training is a ton of learning in 3
Okay,
months.
so I have only done 4% of the entire legacy builder training.
Right. And look at you, how successful you are, how much money you're making. Okay. I'm a very confident person. I was super confident with my real estate business. I've got no confidence left in the digital online marketing business. I feel completely insecure. It's affecting my daily meditations. It's affecting my feeling good about myself. I actually literally feel ugly. And I can't work it out. I can't work out what am I doing wrong? I'm like listening to all this training. I go on and I watch you. I joined Wendy's classes, for 2 months. I watch Michelle's videos, TikToks, lives, YouTubes, so much, Tim. But when it comes to my own stuff, I just don't seem to be able to make the connection, because if I was making the connection, I would be making the sales.
I think you're in that hole of watching too much training. I'm not trying to be rude. Hear my heart, but today's call is about what you think the loopholes are, or what things I can make training videos. So today's call is to help you, like, if you know of something specific that you think is missing or that you want me to train on. That's why we're doing this call. Okay.
Okay, but I don't know.
Just from hearing you talk, I feel like you're doing so much training. You might be doing too much training. You think?
I don't know, because, like, to be honest with you, it's like I really actually look at myself and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I just don't understand it. I compare
that might be something that we answer on another call.
Okay.
Because we've already been on an hour and a half. 2 other people have their hand raised, and today's not a hot seat call. Today is I want to know what you think the loopholes are. And I do think, just hearing you talk, maybe it might be mindset, or maybe you're doing too much training and you're not finding your own voice. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe do an inventory of how much training you're watching. And if you're doing over an hour to an hour and a half of calls a day, it's too much. Do you guys agree? Tell me in the chat if you think she might just like, are you just trying to put so much stuff in there, you're not putting yourself out?
Well, I do the 3 contents every day on 6 different platforms.
You're doing way too much. That's 6 platforms, 3 videos a day on 6 platforms. No wonder you're a disaster. That's too much. That's too much.
Well, I don't do 3 on all the others. I only do 3 on TikTok, and then I do 1 on all the others.
Do you think you're trying to do too much and your videos are just checking off the boxes and you're not telling your story and you're not connecting because you're just more worried about getting a video out, but you're not really connecting with your person? Again, these are things that are for another call, okay? But I think you're onto something. I think you're just checking off the boxes and you're not connecting. You're doing too much. Definitely. But I'm gonna stop you there because this is just a different call. Okay? We'll get there, I promise.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Linda and Karen, can you guys make it fast? All right, Linda, go first. And then
Okay.
Karen. And
Can you hear me?
yes.
I got some really good hooks for you, and I have done 3 really amazing videos with over 8,000 views, over 100 likes, and 90 people ask for more information. Type yes, please down in the comments, but only 10 people put in their email. So that is where I need some training. What should I do?
Can I give you some encouragement?
Yeah.
It's like that always. People are curious. They'll put a comment. They never put their email. I got 4,000 leads in November. 23 or 24 people bought. Do the math.
Yeah.
So 10 leads is wonderful. Celebrate 10 leads. I mean, how many people?
Yeah, I was also excited, but I was just like, what?
Wonderful. But
Yeah.
you like, it's going to be that way. People are curious and they're nosy. So they give you their email and they never convert.
Yeah. Because I can see, so since I launched the 2.0, I have over 1,000 people just look at my page, but 29 opt in. So there is a lot of people so maybe I'm also talking about making money online. I rarely use the comment, have your own online business. So maybe that is the misalignment, do you think? Because it says have your own online business.
Maybe.
So should I use that term a little bit more?
Do the same thing every day for 2 weeks to see, like if you change one thing, only change one thing at a time. And do that for 2 weeks. And then if you see results up or down, then only change one more thing for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
And then maybe you can do something in your training that is not in the Legacy Builder.
Okay.
And that is, please, 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 payment plans outside the US. Because we are totally fucked in the South Africa and Europe, because I think a lot of people are buying in the US by payment plans. So because $900 in Danish money is 6,500 Danish. So if I could get some payment plans in
other countries,
yeah,
that's definitely something that maybe Michelle S. and I could work on, because I had somebody the other day purchase from Switzerland. She on here, and she had a lot of trouble with it. So it's definitely something that.
Yeah, because I know the person I bought from in Denmark has her own stand store, and there are payment plans in that, but I don't know if they suddenly just stop paying, or I don't know how that is. But that would really help a lot.
That's a Michelle S. question.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right.
And another thing, I don't know if it's going to be in your course, but tax. Could you I don't know. Do you only have one tag on the free system IO? Do you know that, Jessica?
I think.
Okay, because if we could have 2 tags, so we could put out some newsletter in our own language and then some in English.
I think you have to pay for it.
I know this question,
okay.
this
Okay.
answer. So, because I'm a little techie. So, for the free version, you get 1 tag. If you upgrade, it's like $29 or $27 a month to System IO. You would upgrade your System IO. It's a monthly fee, but you do get additional tags and additional things outside of the free one. So, that's as far as I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
But that I do know.
Okay, thank you, Ashley. But that was it, Jessica.
Okay.
Just those 3 things. Yeah.
Good. I did a hooks training not too long ago. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere.
I was on that, and that was I posted in the legacy builder, and everybody keep asking, which one is it? Which one? And they were so late putting it up, so it was almost 2 weeks. So people just keep coming, but it was really, and the most amazing hook is I cannot be the only single parent, or am I the only single parent? That just, it's just like hits every single time for me.
That simple, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You tell all those people, Linda, to come to my community.
Yeah.
That are messaging you in school. I'll definitely get with Michelle S. about payment plans. That's a great topic.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, Karen. Save the best for last.
Aw, you're so sweet. I got to tell you that I was traveling to the airport, and so I've been on and off the call, but here's what I really think you need to do. And for some reason, I think you'd be like so perfect at kicking us in our butts to do 1 or 2 things a day. And I know you've already told people what they should be doing, but I am an over consumer of education. And I spend too much time doing that. And yeah, so that's one thing. And then number 2 is your why that makes people cry. I'm going to be traveling again for the Friday. So I'm wondering, are you going to have a 3rd session and when that's going to be?
I don't know the answer to that yet.
Okay, because I don't want to miss it. But when I'm in air, when I'm flying to Boston, it's at the exact time of your.
I know, and then Ashley eats. It's like 1 a.m. for Ashley eats, so it might be something. I think we did not anticipate so many people wanting to be on that training.
That's what I thought. Yeah, and then the last thing, and I know it's been a long time, so. You told me that I should try to be sassy, but I'm not sure how I can do that because that's who I am, and
You're
that's
sassy right now.
I know. Can you imagine? But no. What? How do I do that on my videos? And I haven't gone live because I'm like, oh, I would be like a loose cannon on a live, So,
it's like you are right now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of frightening to me. But anyway, what is your suggestion? And then I'll let you go.
On being sassy?
Yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah, but I'm only sassy when I'm around people that bring that out in me, like you.
So print a picture of me and put it on your phone.
Okay.
Put a picture of you. And then just pretend you're talking to me.
Okay. Pretend. Jess. Okay.
I mean, don't you think that's a good idea? Because she's really sassy and she's even worse in real life. Okay. Just put a picture up, print a picture on, and then tape me to the top of your phone. So then people will think you're looking at your phone, but you're really looking at me and you'll just be a sassy cat.
Seriously?
Do it.
Okay. Because you suggested, I will do it. So
I want to see it. I want you to text me when you do it. Are you going to do it on live or are you just going to make a video?
I've not done a live yet because of the loose cannon thing. I think
live would be so much fun.
Well, Well, maybe I'll have to have you as an invited guest when I do my first live because I have been hesitant. So, anyway, always so lovely talking with you. And I don't, you know what? I don't want to miss my why until you cry with you. So it's like critically important to me.
We'll make it work.
Thank you. And always just enjoy my time with you and everybody else. So thank you so much.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
There's been a ton of stuff in the comments, so I hope that helps. I like, again, these little groups, because then you guys can help each other in the chat. Have you noticed how much help has been in the chat that I haven't even seen? I hope you guys are screenshotting some of this stuff. It's been so good. So we're going to go next week for the mini launch. I have tons of ideas for things that need help. I was going to say something else, but I just lost it. I don't know. I don't remember. It'll come back to me later. Oh, remember, the secret sauce to your business is you. Right, Kimberly? I see you down there being all quiet. It's not a magic button. I didn't do something on TikTok that made my videos go viral. I'm not anything different, right, Karen? I'm just as sassy. I think we looked at didn't we look at a butt crack at the mastermind? Is that you? I'm like, look at that butt crack.
No, I was the civilized one.
Okay, with somebody else, I showed a butt crack at the mastermind. See, just be yourself. The secret sauce to your business is you, Karen. Just be you.
Yeah. Okay.
I've made us all different with the secret sauce. Lauren says, that's right. Just be yourself. Cammie's here. Everybody tell Cammie congratulations because now she is a saved child of the King. And Cammie, I love your story. I'm going to tell it every day for the rest of my life, how you watched me for 17 months and you got saved today. Don't ever give up. That should give you guys some encouragement. She's been watching me almost every day for 17 months and she just accepted Christ today. So even if you're not giving the gospel on your live, that should give you motivation that somebody is watching you and somebody needs to hear what you have to say. Right, Cammie? Somebody needs to hear what you have to say. So go be your sassy self, Karen. Go be a Karen. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.